Why did pedophilia seem to jump from being a major church-only scandal to seemingly only jamming up Democrats and left-wing supporters? Now, I bring up this question, and I phrased it the way I did, kind of to take a poke at both sides of the aisle here. First, you got the side of the aisle that's completely against the church because of the pedophile and sex scandal issues that were going on. You know, there'd be a priest making, we'll call it adult advances with children. They would essentially move the priest around rather than firing the priest, reporting them to the FBI, that sort of thing. So why did the scandal jump from seemingly to being only confined in the church, that was about the only place you heard about it, to now, I don't know if anyone here watches the Polk County Sheriff. I watch him on YouTube. That's about as good of information as I got. He's been locking up sex offenders, child molesters, child rapists, child assaulters consistently for a couple of years now. And one interesting thing I've noticed is that the political affiliation is almost always Democrat, if not far left or anarcho-communist. Why is it that a bunch of Antifa people, Antifa members, some Black Lives Matter members, why is it that when they get arrested for their illegal and illicit riotous activities, why is it that it comes out on their previous arrest records that they've endangered minors, they've had sexual encounters with minors, they've forced themselves on minors? It's very odd to me that not only in the big public, what am I trying to say? In like CNN, we've got Chris and Andrew Cuomo, right? I think it was Chris Cuomo has some sexual allegations, not with minors, but some sexual allegations against him. And his brother tries to cover it up. Why is that? I thought, especially the left, was all about condemning men and exposing these type of people to get them locked up and put away. And yet, here CNN is. Here are these lefties trying to cover up for legitimate sexual scandals. CNN won't talk about all of the child molesters, rapists, pedophiles that are being locked up almost every day. I'm not kidding you. At least 2 to 3 times a week, I'm reading new reports, watching new news stories, or like a press release from a sheriff from all across the country of pedophiles, child rapists, child assaulters, child neglectors being locked up. Just within the last couple weeks, 4 Disney employees were caught in some kind of sexual, conduct with minors. I don't remember the exact story. Please feel free to look it up on your own. But why is it that in what we as the common people would see in like the more public sphere of the internet, why is it that those who have more prominence seem to be falling prey to pedophilia? Why does there seem to be a movement called MAP, minor attracted person? Why does there seem to be a movement trying to push for the acceptance of people who are attracted to minors as their sexuality? That's not a sexuality. That is a deficiency in your brain that makes you think sex or sexual acts with a child is okay. Let's be clear about this, YouTube. Don't try to censor me for talking about these things. People need to hear about this. People need to question why it's happening. People need to figure out a response to it and a way to stop this sick, heinous act from continuing to happen to children. And then, in the news I hear that in this Don't Say Gay bill, Democrats are so upset about it. Well, if you watch my video on the Don't Say Gay bill, it has nothing to do with that. And what I've been hearing from a lot of right-wing pundits is that it seems as though Democrats are trying to defend grooming of children. Because essentially the argument here is, why is it that Republicans have to tell school boards not to teach sexual and gender ideology to children between ages 5 to 9, and to not keep that as a secret from their parents? That should be common knowledge, that the parent should have that talk with their child, not the state. The state should not be telling a child what sex is, what gender is, who and what you are. That is for the adult or guardian in that child's life, not the state. So I'm curious, why are we sitting here? Why am I sitting here asking the rest of the world why attractants, might not be a word, but why attractants to minors is okay? Why do we want to have sexual conversations with young kids? That's a problem. It's gross and it's disturbing. So for all of you that were upset about priests, I got something else for you to be upset about. Why aren't you upset about people touching kids? You were worried about it with the priests, and now I'm not hearing a peep from you. Don't make me call you a hypocrite. Going back to 2020 and the riots, my next question is, what makes it okay for you to protest racial injustices by breaking into minority-owned businesses and burning, robbing, vandalizing, and killing locals? Go ahead, explain to me. I'll sit here and listen. Go ahead. I'm waiting to hear a good argument. Because there's not one. You can't tell me that because some black person that you don't know who has a criminal record was killed in some bad circumstances, that gives you the right to go into some other black or Hispanic or Asian person's business, steal their stuff, beat the store owner because of whatever excuse you have, burn the store down, vandalize it as it's burning down, and then spit on the ashes after it's burned down. And then go attack the cops because they tried to arrest you for committing these crimes. Tell me, what makes it okay that some black guy that you don't know died, and now you get to go commit 5, 6, 7 felonies, and nothing happens to you? That's not, what's the term they're throwing around these days? Not payback. Reparations. That's not reparations. A black man accidentally gets, maybe not accidentally, George Floyd. A black man dies in police custody, and it's okay for you to go rob Target, to go rob your neighborhood corner bodega. I've got a serious question here, and if you're offended by it, you probably should be. Why aren't there more mental institutions in operation in America? And I propose bringing them back in a major capacity. And I'm not talking about what we see in horror movies of psych wards with people that we just throw away from society, forget about them, and experiment on them. No. I'm talking like a highly regulated industry, very strict adherence to laws and human morality, that doesn't focus on drug treatment, but human treatment. I'm not a professional, I'm not going to get into the differences. But there are sick people in the world, and this is obvious. There are sick people out there that don't see reality, that don't see the world the way that you and I do, and that cannot comprehend that they are wrong. I'm not usually the type of guy to tell you that you're wrong for how you think, but if you're attracted to minors, you're wrong. If you have a problem with priests touching minors, but not other humans, you're wrong. I'll go ahead and wrap this up with my last question being, where is our sense of morals and ethics gone? Have they disappeared into that phone in your hand, or that thing you call a phone? It's so much more than that. I think I heard Dr. Peterson saying something about this. He said, and I'm kind of paraphrasing here, whatever that is in your hand, it's not a phone. It's anything but. Yeah, you can use it to make a phone call, but it's a calculator, it's games, it's the internet, it's documents, it's files, it's access, it's knowledge. What you have in your hand is something that we don't fully understand or comprehend its value or the inherent dangers that it has to our brain and development as human beings. As Tom MacDonald would say, we have mobile phones, but we just sit on the couch staring at them. That's pretty true. Too many people are keyboard warriors these days, and they'll just sit at home typing away with their little hashtags about whatever pisses them off in the world. Some people, like me, try to take a voice, an actual voice, and show you my face and my opinion on these matters, to show you that someone feels this way, that someone in the world still has empathy for others, that someone still has hope for the world. I hope that you also have hope for the future. I hope that you also see the world the way that I do, at least to some degree. And even if you don't, you're not wrong. Maybe I'm wrong in the way I see the world. But what we need to do is answer some of these questions. And some of them are hard questions. How do you accept women and children being killed? That's a tough one. Is it war crimes or is it genocide? Okay, once you have that answer, then answer me this. What's happening in China? Is it genocide or is it not? There's only one answer to that, and I hope you know it. That's all the questions I have for today. And if you like this kind of episode, please let me know. I'll do more just kind of me rambling episodes like this in the future. You can give me questions or ideas or statements that you have that you want me to check out, and we can do more episodes like this in the future. Or if it was really boring to listen to and I just rambled too much, please tell me and I will never do this kind of episode again. Either way, if there is a topic in here that you thought someone needs to hear about or just be refreshed on, please share this video with any and all of your friends and family. I upload videos every Thursday, so be sure to subscribe and like and I upload videos every Thursday, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss anything. And of course, I'll see you here next Thursday for my next video.